What's going on, Dwayne?
What's going on, Chuck? Good evening, everybody.
Hey, Dwayne, you want to hear something funny?
What's up, Chuck?
I got on early, and Ann was already on. So Ann's having a full conversation with her family about what's going on in this, and I'm steady in the background yelling. And she just having the time of her life talking, eating ice and everything. She thought she was on mute.
You just had to share that, huh?
Yeah, I mean, we shared crazy things when it happened to him.
Okay.
The whole
well,
time she
I'm
was talking shit on all of us. She was like, these niggas fucking suck. I hate these niggas.
I said I'm glad I wasn't talking shit about nobody.
Yeah, and it looks like our surprise guest is on too. What's happening?
Good evening, whoever you may be, guest person. I hope I didn't offend you by calling us niggas.
Looks like they're froze.
Hopefully it's not a white person.
So yeah, this most likely will be a quick episode. Definitely do a recap of what happened over the weekend. We'll get Leonard to talk a little bit about what he got going on. Then our special guest will pop them on in there, provided their systems back up. But yeah, it looks like they're definitely frozen.
Yo, and I was messing up on Saturday too, because I kept saying, yeah, and on Friday we doing the show with Fred Reed. We're not doing the show with Fred Reed. We're doing it with Ty.
It's talent and Ty,
Right.
yeah. And I thought you knew something I didn't know. That's why I followed along with you. But I should have known better.
I said that shit like 3 times.
No, you said that shit all night.
Oh man. Sitting here thinking to myself, hold on, wait. Fred's not gonna be there. I'm not gonna be there, and Fred not gonna be there. What am I talking about?
Oh, you're not gonna be there?
No.
I missed that memo.
All right, we'll be on in about 40 seconds. Mm-hmm.
So you're not there all weekend or just Friday?
I won't be there all weekend.
Somebody needs to tell me these things. What the hell?
I told him. I just declined.
Okay, we will catch you sneezing.
God bless you.
I know, right? Oh man. Well, good evening, everybody. Oh,
Good
it's
evening,
Monday
everyone.
night. I know, right? I don't know about y'all, but it was a kind of manic Monday for me. So I'm digressing and
It's a lot
getting
going on.
life back together. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So, how's everybody feeling?
Oh,
Good,
everybody's
good. What
good.
about yourself?
Doing well, thank you.
I ain't complaining, Leonard. I ain't seen you in a long time.
I know it's been a minute. Incognito.
Mm-hmm.
That's my favorite line.
You can't be in the
Absolutely.
public eye and be a mogul at the same time.
Yeah.
Trying. We trying.
Shoot.
And
But
it's sad that Dwayne didn't know who you were. So I think it's proper to you for you to introduce who you are so he can be aware because he has no clue um,
yeah.
Okay.
what's going on
Gotcha.
here.
So
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
Well, first of all, thank you for having me on here. I appreciate it. Um, even though you haven't seen me, I always brag on Best Kept Soul almost like I'm a member, but that's neither here nor there. But my name is Leonard Young. I'm founder of DelawareBlack.com, founded DelawareBlack.com in 2006. And it was really with the mission of just promoting Black businesses, events. Of course, we're like a baby city to Philadelphia, and we did not have any form of like Black media, Black news, Black achievements, Black accomplishments. So that was what I tried to start with the website, and through there we did a lot of events, we did some awards, we did expos, and and then we kind of moved on to some other things.
What was those other
Oh,
things?
All right. Well, so from DelawareBlack.com, one of the things we did was, I figured what we did in Delaware seemed to be moderately successful. So, why not take those ideas to other cities? So, at one point, I had about 16 cities that we had a black.com. So we had Philly Black or Afro Philly. We had Baltimore Black, DC Black, Tampa Black, Chi-Town Black, LA Black, a whole lot of cities where we kind of replicated that whole process, promoting Black businesses, news, events. From there, started a national site called nationalblackguide.com with the same mission, promoting, Blackness. And I think National Black Guy really took off during the pandemic because we featured a lot of civil rights, stories, cases. We had a lot of comments. Our page right now, we're just about to 370,000 people. We've been shared by Ben Crump, D.L. Hughley, a lot of celebrities, Amanda Seales, a whole lot of people. And then just recently, probably what Tucker was talking about, my wife and I, we bought a campground that was located in Houston, Delaware. For people who's not familiar, they always think Houston. And Lamont told me Best Kept Soul played here not too long ago. So, we definitely got to have y'all come back soon. But, one of the best things about this campground is the prior owner, Norman Dempster, he founded the campground about 30 years ago. Before this area was really known for a club, the Gun and Rod Club, which has a lot of history for people, in that generation. But he founded the campground 30 years ago. He built the campground from ground up. It is one of the oldest Black-owned campgrounds in the United States. And my wife and I were lucky enough to be the new owners, keeping it Black-owned. So, hopefully, we can pass it down to our kids or pass it down to the generation after us as well.
Okay, that's what's up.
that sounds awesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
We did actually play down there probably about 3 months ago. And then I know Tim was telling me that he stayed down there for his honeymoon.
Yes. So Tim actually got married here. So he had his wedding at GNR Campground in our activity hall.
Oh, wow.
Well, that explains so much, Leonard.
Yep.
Because he didn't know who you was earlier.
Yeah.
I had an idea. I figured they didn't want to tell me nothing because I know about Delaware I know about Delaware Black, and when they said your name, I was assuming that that's who you were, but I didn't
Right.
know.
Mhm.
But it's nice to meet you, Leonard. Thank you for coming on.
All right, you too. Appreciate it.
All right, so let me go ahead and share the screen with our surprise guest so I can see Ann's face.
Yo,
City!
I said it was gonna be City. In my mind, I knew it was this. I knew who it was. I knew who it was. Like, duh. It's only right. You gotta unmute. You're muted. we can't hear you.
Yeah, it seems like you're muted.
Been there, done that.
Is
It's
your
happened to me before.
Dang, City, get it together, bro.
Look, I'm gonna tell you, just log out and log back in. That's what I had to do.
He just shaking
He
his
did
head.
it at the end of the
Like
show.
Ty.
Yeah, it looks like that's what he's
that's
doing.
my buddy.
Give him
That's
a
my
minute.
buddy right there.
So how was the
So,
weekend?
yeah, woo.
The weekend was action
weekend.
packed. Basketball had
Friday
it covered
was-
for the weekend.
Yo, shut up. Friday we were at Brew River and I rode with Dwayne and we were late.
You said you were Dwayne. You were like, yeah, City's still
I rode
having
with Dwayne.
some problems.
Oh man, City.
You got to do some hand gestures or something there. Get some
Sign
cue cards.
language.
Put some cue cards up.
What are you using? Like your laptop or a phone?
A phone?
He's on the
iPhone?
iPhone.
It's that iPhone.
Yep, that's what he said. We're here
And
reading
your
lips.
phones are connected Bluetooth?
He said he can't hear us.
No, you can't hear us.
Oh, okay. He can hear with headphones, not without headphones.
Throw the whole special guest away. Just throw the whole special guest.
Did he say it's a joke?
No, we really can't hear him.
Hold on.
I can't.
There we go.
Oh,
Something
we
happened.
hear you.
Oh, we can
Can you
hear
hear me?
you.
Talk.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that wasn't me. Don't throw me away. It's technical on y'all end.
Well,
Ain't no
we'll
technical
take
on
that.
our end.
You know what? We'll
Hey,
take
look,
that. We
I
just
didn't say
glad.
nothing.
We just
I
glad
didn't
we
say
got
nothing.
you.
Somebody had me muted. They had me muted. So what's up, y'all? What's
Whatever.
going down?
City.
Wait,
What's
is it
good?
what? So what do we call you these days? Is it Jay Turner? Is it City? Is it Arel? I mean, what are you going by these days?
All those names. I believe if depending on what name you know me by is from that place you know me by. You know, everybody called me different things, know me from different places. And I can identify who you are to me by what you call me. You feel what I'm saying? So and another thing I did with that is always recreating yourself. You know, I've been different people throughout my life. I wasn't the same person. You know, I was my government name when I grew up. Then I wanted to create who I was. Then the streets gave me a name. So it was just like, you know, recreation. Think about all the stars, you know, big stars. Diddy, for example, or Kanye or Jay-Z. All these, you know, they have different names. You know what I'm saying? So I always kind of align, you know, myself with that type of, you know, because different personalities, different names. So call me what you want, Ann.
I'm gonna call you whatever I want. No, I'm saying.
What's up,
For
Leonard?
those of you that
Hey,
don't
how you
know,
doing?
this is a Best Kept Soul original member right here. Before there was a Ann, before there was a Dwayne, there was a City and a Kyra and 50 million other people. But
Shout out to Philip. Rest
Tell
in
him.
peace, bro. Man, God.
oh
Amen.
man,
Amen.
yes, Phil Joseph.
That's crazy.
Amen, yes.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So
crazy
But I
how
see y'all
stuff
still
just keep
still
coming.
doing the thing. I was just checking out some videos of y'all. You sound really good, and I'm glad to see y'all out there still, applying pressure, putting your foot on their neck like you always have. What's new for Best Kept Soul? Like, uh, anything new? Music, videos, or anything like that?
As
I
far
mean,
as
I would love to tap into other things, but trying to get everybody with schedules and things of that nature, it's real crazy, and we gig so dang on much that like it's hard to like make that space. But I'm definitely tapping into some other things. I got some originals working right now. I'm doing some studio stuff that I should have been doing, but it
Right.
happens when it's supposed to happen. So
I saw you out there looking for
you know,
tracks on Facebook. Talking about who got
oh, I
tracks on
got
Facebook.
tracks. I get them. Like it's crazy. So
Hey, Mama
look at my
Banks.
mama online. But
Well, that's what's
yeah,
up.
so we've done a video. We have a video out there. I don't know where it is, but it's out there. Um
Okay. You don't know where it is.
I don't know where it is, but it's out there.
Well, that's what's up,
Other than
But
that,
man. I
man,
no,
we
hope
just
I would love to link up with y'all and, you know, put a piece of work out. I like to write. I got writers. The music shouldn't be a problem. I mean, you guys got all the musicians right over there, so I mean, it shouldn't be a problem to cut. And like it's different now. Back in the day, we all had to be together. You can do your part wherever you do your part. Everybody can do their part, and send it in, and the engineer gonna piece it all together. But I think that you guys should really tap into getting paid through monetizing. It's a lot of money out there, and that even with movies and sync licensing, basically, you guys, you could be sitting home and that thing is just running up. Because you got a big following. You already have a big following. You get to take advantage of that, and that's what a lot of people don't have. See, that's the gift. You know what I mean? It's harder for us because we're older, and you're about around my age, right? You're a little older than me, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm older than you. Shut
Uh,
up. That was neither here nor there.
Mm.
The hell?
no, it's okay though. Get older is a good thing. But
amen.
yeah, so yeah, I'll be up your
Yeah.
way in a couple of days. I'm in Boston, uh, 2 nights in Boston this weekend, and it's gonna be a dope event there.
That sounds like fun. What's going on in Boston? What y'all doing?
And so we're doing a private event for the former owner of Procter and Gamble.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's what's up.
yeah, man, 2 nights, and I think they got to change. It was an outside event, but the weather's not good there, so they're trying to change and get it into a venue right now because the backline company that's going to rent us, that's going to provide all the music, I mean the equipment and stuff like that. They don't want the equipment out in the weather like that. So we had some last minute changes that had to be done, but yeah, it's going to be good to be back on the East Coast.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
Make sure you
one thing
have
I
safe
always
travels.
appreciate about our city is like you could your style is forever changing. Like, and that's one of the things that like listening to you like one moment I think you're a country and western singer, damn it. I'm like, is it city? Like, what I'm
I
saying?
have my
Like
days,
you're just so versatile. You're just very versatile.
I have my days, man. It's like, um, a lot of times, like when I was working back in the day, a lot of people I work with try to smother that. They try to made me downplay that. I was like, oh, you got to be one person. You got to do one thing. You got to, And after a while, I was like, why would I hide that? That's unique. That I could I could do this and then go over here and do that. Now, it prevents a lot of people from investing because people don't, when people invest in you, they don't want to see you doing this or that. They need you doing, this one thing. So I was like, I stopped going for deal situations. I started creating my own. I was like, if I could ever make some money, and I did once I started getting in the trucker business, I was like, I'm gonna fund I'm gonna do what Jay-Z did. I said, I'll pay for my own videos. I signed myself, and I started doing everything from the muscle. Versatility was good because like I might find myself in a situation where like I grew up R&B, for sure, but I also grew up in Cambridge, Maryland. And if you've ever been there, that's kind of, it's borderline, you know what I mean? It can go real Caucasian real quick. So a lot of the times I worked with cats doing roofing and stuff like that on my first jobs, and they were Caucasian guys, and they listened to um, Darius Rucker, and Hootie and the Blowfish, and the Dixie Chicks, and Garth Brooks, and all of the country songs, and I was like, because I play guitar, so a lot of our music has a lot of it's big drums, a lot of drums going on in it. Their songs had a lot of guitar, and I took to it, so it was easy for me. It's easier to me to do that for me to do that than R&B, to be honest. You know what I mean? R&B, I'm mimicking what I've heard, versus when I write music, it comes out as alternative, like pop rock or rock music, country most of the time. But like I said, the journey was me accepting myself and not so much on what everybody else wanted. Because you'll fall in this thing where I'll be creating music for the crowd of people, the masses of people. You're like, okay, all right, what do my audience want to hear? No, fuck the audience. You give them you. Honestly, sorry for my
Right.
language. You give them you, and they'll figure out. Oh, wow, this is different, but you know what? We like this, and they'll it's because you're being true to yourself, just like Andre 3000. He's a rapper. Everybody know him as that. Just come out with a project playing the flute, and guess what? His true fans,
Hmm.
guess what they're gonna do? They're gonna listen to it. They're gonna support it.
Yep.
So that was something I was born with, versatility. Being able to, but and you do the same thing. You rap.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a I've seen it several times on your show. You jump into that rap and people are like, "Whoa!" They're like, but the young people today, they're like that. They sing, they rap, they play all the instruments, and if you don't keep up, you're gonna be a dinosaur. You can get left behind.
Yeah.
And the versatility
That is
really
true.
adds to your appeal, no doubt. You don't realize it. It's the same thing like when you were in school and people would give you a hard time when you were the person answering questions. When you're young, you don't realize where maturity is. So as you get a little older and you realize the more versatile you are, the more people will actually flock to you because you lend yourself to a much larger audience. Um,
Mm,
country music country music was not really just like Caucasian music. Obviously it was like a lot of black people who did country music too. A lot of people do a lot of type of music. I think about Stevie Wonder. If you listen to a Stevie Wonder album across the years, he did all kinds of different genres. He stole music from other
yeah.
people, or he just did songs that he really liked. He did country tunes, he did reggae tunes, he did all kinds of stuff. And there's nothing wrong with being versatile and getting your feelings and your emotions out on music in whatever way that you bring it. And I applaud that. That sounds awesome, man. And I like definitely a lot of the stuff that you've done. And City, you fly, dog. You fly. You dope.
It's a gift and a curse, though. I have to say, because I got close friends. I might go cut a country song. They're not gonna listen to it and play it because they don't listen to it. That's a reality. That's a real reality. They're not gonna support that part of me. It's like, yo, it sounds good, but it's something we can listen to. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, and
Hmm.
I've been caught up in that. It's like, I go work hard, go in the studio and give somebody a record, and they like, hmm, okay, you know what I mean? But if I do something and it sounds like what's out, they like, oh, he's back. You got another one. I'm telling you, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
And but when I go to the other demographic, that's why I'm contesting what you say, because when I go there, and there's places here in Georgia where I can go in the door and I can do that tune. It's like they're like, we thought you were gonna rap, like no, for real. And it's like, it's 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 a gift, but I think it has held me back, career wise, because it's hard for me to choose a lane and stick in a lane. Um, sometimes when you focusing on doing something, you have to get with one thing and you have to build that area. You know what I mean? And it's
Sure.
hard to build a following when one day I feel like rapping, and the next day I want to do R&B, then the next day I'm getting country vibes, and I'm over here doing some rock stuff. So it takes and that's just something that's inside of my head that I have to hone in sometime, but it's just hard because I get so many opportunities too. You know what I mean? Like I'm working on country song right now with a cat named Blake. He's from New York. He was part of the Modern Mechanics. They were big producers. They did stuff with Rihanna and Diddy, all the names out there. Um, you get those opportunities and you just kind of like, all right, since I can do it, I just run right there. And then I got Slab from over Maybach in my ear over here, like, yeah, these cats out Cali, they working on this. And so your mind is just pulled so many different places. So that's the gift and the
So pretty
curse
much,
about it,
if you don't have to be in a box, then don't be in the box. Shoot, if you're getting the opportunities and still
Yeah,
thriving, then so be it. You doing your own thing. Like I said, you already know how I feel about you when it comes to your voice and everything. I support any and everything that you do. Um, one of my favorite songs
the
is
feelings mutual.
365 though. Like
The feelings mutual.
that will forever
The feelings
be
always
my favorite
mutual.
song.
Hey, City,
Best
can I
kept
say something
soul,
real quick? Yeah,
definitely.
I just want to kind of back up what you said. Like I know you talked about kind of switching genres, and one thing it makes me think of is, and I'll just mention my wife. When Beyonce came out with her last album, she did not like any of the songs on the album, but she loved Beyonce. And so kind of like when you were talking, it made me think like if you have a loyal fan base, what she says she did, she didn't like the album, but she listened to it every day. And I'm like, okay, how are you listening to it if you don't like it? And then, like about 3, 4 months later, like she can't put that thing down. So, I mean, like I know for me, especially getting a little bit older, like there are certain people who I'm used to kind of hearing a certain way, certain people rapping, certain people R&B, but now like I also like the versatility too. So like if you can do something out of your lane, like those are a lot of things that I like to listen to now because it's
Yeah,
different, because a lot of
yeah.
times now, like a lot of the music all sounds the same. Like people almost like
Yes.
one trick ponies, like, they can
It's a
only do a
system.
certain type of rap. Mhm.
It's a
Yeah,
system.
so I mean, I was just gonna say, they can only do a certain type of rap. So I personally, you know, I think that's a great talent to be able to kind of switch it up on people and surprise them, and have different people you're working with.
Totally agree. Because I
Absolutely.
mean, the other part about that is sometimes the music that you make isn't for people right now. Sometimes it's for
Right.
people in the future. I remember when Jay Z did
Mm,
those couple of albums that everybody was like, "What is Jay Z talking about? Kingdom Come and
yeah,
what's this called?" It was like, what is this? And then you listen to it a couple years later, and you're on the same wavelength that he was on because you
facts.
realize with a little bit more maturity where the content was. So, you
Hmm.
know, I would certainly encourage you, and I don't think that you are, but don't be discouraged about what you think everybody else was to hear. I'll say one other thing. You really think Big Boy is listening to this Andre 3000 flute album and is saying, "This is what I wanted from Andre"? That's not what he's saying. He's not saying, "No."
Exactly. Exactly. I
But
shouldn't
he
say,
can't.
okay, look.
He can't. He
Yeah,
can't.
but I understand being true to yourself allows you to like you said, certain stuff is not for today. I may record a song that a producer 20 years from now may go back and sample and was like, yo, I found this song, and that song might run up numbers so crazy. I mean,
Yeah.
look at Future, what he did with that I'm too sexy for my. I bet he never guessed in his life that a rapper would sample his song and
Mhm.
it just go, you know what I mean, go to the, go crazy like that. What, how many, about 30 years later,
Right.
20 years
Yeah.
later, you know what I'm saying? So, I believe in being true to the music. That's why I don't, when I was younger, I was trying to catch the deals. That's how I got over Indonesia. I was like, I don't care what you need me to sing. I'm gonna sing it. I just want to sign this deal and go for the ride. Go for the experience. Now, it, it's different. I like, if it makes me feel good and I feel good doing it, I'll do it. If I don't care who the person is. I don't care how big they are. I don't care what situations. I won't take it if it doesn't feel right. You know what I mean? If it doesn't feel true to, like I'm being true to myself, I won't deal with it. That's why, like, even with clubs and stuff, a lot of people call me, offer me to come, and I don't come. I don't take the gigs. Is because, for one, I don't desire to gig nowhere every week. I just feel like people, if you eat your favorite food every day, it's not going to be your favorite food anymore. So I believe
Mhm.
in, I'll come and go as I please. Yeah, I don't care about the money. I don't care about if it's paying good. I want you to see me and want to see me. I want to be welcome every time you see me. Like, oh man, they out here. When y'all gonna gig again? I don't know when we gonna be back. You know,
Mhm.
look out for the flyer. So, yo, hopefully we can put something together. Let's put something together, man. Reunion.
Let's do it.
Absolutely. I mean, look, I'm with it. I'm for it. Like,
Hey,
you
cause
know.
bro, I ain't never kicked it with you really on the stage yet, and we need to do that.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm definitely game for it. I got a chance to hang out with Rich on stage a couple months ago, and that was definitely a great experience. So I would definitely, and I've gotten to work with Kyra a couple times, so I'm looking forward to rocking out
Yeah,
with you, City.
that's what's up,
Yeah.
man. We gotta do it, man. I remember when Rome called me about these. Jerome he said, "Hey, man, I want you to check this cat out." He was hype. You really got a good voice, a really wide range of vocal that you got.
God is really good to me, man. I can't say it enough. God has blessed me. I've been able to I've been able to be influenced by a lot of great music over the years. I've listened to a lot of great artists, and I've been able to internalize a lot of their effects, and be able to promote project that to the crowd. And I appreciate God being able to allow me to touch people the way that He has. Um, and I can't take any credit for it, honestly, because you're always gonna be your own worst critic. You listen to yourself in your ears and you're like, man, this don't even I don't even like how it sounds. But for whatever reason, when everybody else
Yeah,
hear it, they love it. They
yeah.
love it. So all I can just keep thanking God for just the influence that I've been able to have over with my voice.
I'm messing with
They
you.
have somebody having fun, right?
That's my mom.
And
Okay.
Oh, that's your mom that made that comment.
yeah,
Yeah. City's come a
City, can you
long way from the only 7 songs that he knew.
Yeah, I did. I
can you see
you
people's
know what
comments?
my thing was with the 7 songs? You can know a lot of songs, but if you can master 7 songs, you still good. It's like, it's be it like you being a master of a jack of all trades, but you don't master anything. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
Mhm.
if people are paid to see you sing the same song, let them pay. Lauren Hill,
No
she
doubt.
hasn't had any new music out. She does the same album since
It's
she
true.
came out,
Yeah, that
When
is
she
true.
show up.
That is true.
and she's still
If she
doing it.
Every
shows up.
If she show up,
Yeah.
Right.
like, how you cocky with one album?
But But she did get 7 Grammys off that one album, so I'll be
There
She
you
sold a
shocked.
lot
go.
of a
So
lot of copies.
look, 7
A lot
Grammys,
of copies.
my 7 songs, it all worked.
It's the number of completion.
There you go.
I'll be like,
So
man,
Leonard, what you got
we
going
got
on? What's
3.
next,
Look,
Leonard?
So kind of like I was saying before, my wife and I, we recently bought campground here in Lower Delaware. So that collaboration, Best Kept Soul and City, bring it here,
yeah.
You
bring it
gotta
here.
do it. You
But
gotta do it.
other than that, so we do have space for outdoor events. So we had a lot of festivals here this year. We had a couple music festivals. Hopefully we'll have some more next year. So and City, one thing you mentioned. So one thing we want to do is we don't want to be known as the Black Campground, because we know as soon as in the Black Campground, then the white people gonna stop coming and all that. But we want to be versatile. So like when you're talking about the country music, like if you want to test out any of them country music songs, bring them here.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's that's fun and easy for me. Like I said, that's something natural. It's crazy that what
Mhm.
gets me the most about it is like I was trying to do it and like recording songs and putting songs out at least 8 years ago. And now it's
Mm.
just catching up. I work with people that was I was signed to a company out of New York called Star Media Group, and they literally we recorded the music. They picked over top of me to push other artists in front of me that sound like everybody else. That I felt
Mhm.
like if they had been on to that right then and there, we would have been ahead of the game. And this is important why you got to believe in yourself, because if I kept on doing it and was consistently putting out music, I would have been in that place. But because I chose to kind of follow the trend, it 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 put me in a position where when that time came and it started bubbling, I wasn't prepared. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
so it's like, because I didn't believe in myself that much. You gotta really believe. If people say no, people turn you down, if people don't support it, you gotta keep on going with it if it's true to you. Because what'll happen is that whole time you're just building your resume for the opportunity, and once that light shines on you, they be like, well, oh, he been doing this. He was doing this time and this time, and I didn't use that as time to build a fan base. I was like, that's not gonna work. Let me go back over here, and I kept jumping ship. I wasn't loyal to it. So yeah, I learned. You learn lessons out your career. So
So
Respects.
can I ask a question real quick? And this is just something I've been curious about music wise. How do you feel that AI is going to affect like music recording, producing? So like I know a couple months ago, people could you could literally type in text and have your favorite rapper like perform those texts in his voice, or sampling over different beats. Do you think that's going to be something that makes it harder for artists to, I guess, get performance money or streaming?
um, not at all. I believe social media is a parallel to life. So instead of, back in the day, we just had this world. Now you have this whole other world. And I believe that, it's going to help people that actually wasn't really talented um, to be able to come up with music. If you're not talented now, you could the AI could write you a song. You know what I mean? Um, so many different things. I believe true music can't be you can't duplicate it, because then you got so many aspects. Like AI can't do it live for you. You can't go perform it live. You know what I
Right.
mean? So I mean, if it ain't you, it's gonna come out. Here or there. Like I just think it's the platform is too wide. I mean, it's not like back in the day. You got social media. You whatever you build for your fan base, that's personal between you and your fan base. You know, AI, that's a whole.
It's
You gotta think
it's
about it.
honestly,
It's
it's honestly a hard
we
thing to
know that
call.
Biggie's dead, so I mean, you can listen to a song and it sound like Biggie, and be like, "Oh, that sounds
Right,
cool," but I know that Biggie's dead, so it's like
Right.
right.
you're not gonna continue to pop it in your joint and be like, "Yo, listen to this new," unless you a kid and you just like AI music. You like, oh, you come from the AI music era.
We had the
It's
ringtone
like, yo,
era.
man, I grew up listening to AI music.
Yeah.
You know?
Check this out.
You mean? I mean, like, you
I
mean
feel like
Ti?
No, AI.
you about the
His
answer.
little
You about
brother.
the answer.
The
You mean the
world,
answer?
listen, the world is evolving. It's evolving, and I think as musicians, we have to find the next, what's next for music. Like instead of just being in the recreating mode, like that's why I like Kanye because he's so far gone. His mental is unlocked. You know what I mean? Where if you're normal, you will say he's crazy because you can't understand how he's able to think past these certain barriers. We got to figure out, okay, what's next? What's next for music? Like, create a new genre of music. Like literally, like make something that sounds good to you. And when people ask, well, what is that? Well, this is this genre of music. It's brand new. I took music from here, from influence from here, and I put them together, and I call it this. You
Mm.
know, that's. But you have to take time out and be creative to get in that place to say, hey, this is what we're doing. We're creating a new genre of music that's different. It takes a lot of balls to do that because like a lot of people are worried about, well, it's not going to be recognized, it's not going to be this, it's not going to be that. Like, don't worry about that. You just create it, just create it. People won't understand it. That's good. You think the Wrights brothers, nobody understood. You thinking of, you talking about you about to fly like a bird in the
Hmm.
sky, and there's not an airplane made, but now look, that's the main way to travel now, through airplane. So um it's all coming up
Yeah.
with new fusions, taking a little influence from this and that and doing something different.
I mean, somebody has to do it. I mean, somebody created R&B, somebody created jazz. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So it just takes, you
yeah,
said that, like you said, that next great mind to come up with that next genre because it's definitely
yeah,
something out there.
When you think
It's
about it,
definitely
we always
obtainable.
have this cycle. You figure back in the day when people started using synthesizers and drum machines, people was like, "Oh, you ain't
yeah.
gonna need no band, you ain't gonna need no musician." Yeah, right.
It's true.
And then when you think
It's true.
about when we started having digital sequencers and people started using Fruity Loops to make music and stuff. People was like, "Oh, you're not gonna need a recording studio."
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
a lot of people record on their home gear, but for that sound they want, they do still take it to a studio. So
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I think
yeah,
AI, like City said, is gonna it's gonna be people that create AI music, and it probably be its own genre, more like EDM or things of that sort.
yeah,
And there's gonna be people that is like, I'm not with AI because I need to have that soul. I need to feel that rhythm, that passion between those notes and
Hmm.
stuff. So I personally wouldn't worry about AI. The only thing I would say is that when it comes to AI, I hope the laws catch up so people don't lose out on revenue for people kind of like mimicking them or duplicating them,
yeah,
saying, "Hey, I got Jay Z on this track," and it's not Jay Z, but people be so
Yeah,
Mm.
hyped
that's
and stuff. So I
Right.
hope the laws do catch up and prevent stuff
that
like
was the
that.
main thing. That's the main thing I was thinking about because I'm saying to myself, it's cats that wanted to rap with Biggie. They ain't never get no chance to rap
Right.
with Biggie. Then you get somebody to write a would sound like a Biggie verse, and now you got AI spitting it.
But provided the
crazy.
law catches up, I think people will still do that, but they'll have to label it saying, "Hey, this is not Biggie," and hopefully, like people like Biggie, Pac, uh, if people do stuff like this, I hope the money goes to their estate and not just to the person behind the keyboard. At least that's what I
Well,
would
well,
hope.
well. What if you look at it like this?
Mhm.
We always, I always try to look at things different ways. How could AI help you as an artist? Since we're living in the time, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Sometimes you got to take from the time and use it for your advantage
Right.
also, like, you know
Yeah.
what could AI do with the kept soul project? Y'all could that could be something that people just go and run the streams of. Hey, go check out best kept soul AI project. You know what I mean? Something we did different. It's out of the box. It's just something that we experimented with. You just never know how stuff go nowadays because of um, look how the internet works. Look how social media works. The weirdest stuff get the most publicity, the most streams. I've been being serious for so long. Nobody's paying me no mind. I go online and see a guy that sings horribly. He got 8 billion streams, and I'll be like this.
It's
I'm in a
facts.
house like this. I'm like, man, I worked so hard to do this, and then
And for your
this
2,000
is,
followers.
bruh.
Dinky Dog,
And he's
Dinky Dog
overnight.
dropped out.
He's got streams. The guy from Vietnam counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Right.
6. Yeah, yeah. I'm like,
Yep. Yep. He be singing people happy birthdays and everything.
Wow.
He
and
really
I'm
do.
begging for a gig.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's just about like that though, having fun, experimenting, trying things, not being he was authentically counting. That was his thing.
Mm.
I've been noticing now, just like even a lot of your things that's going to go viral is hooked to video. You know what I mean? Find you a video and hook your audio to the video, and all those
Hmm.
kinds of things. It's just so different from where we came from now, and it's like, that's why I try to get with the younger guys and be like, hey man, so what's going on next? Okay, yeah, because I fear of being left behind for real. That's one of my biggest fears, is becoming obsolete.
I don't think you should fear that at all. Because like you're timeless. If you were doing things 8, 10 years ago that are relevant now, you could never be irrelevant. I'm sorry. So
Yeah.
that's
Well,
just
it's
my
it's
personal
hard,
feeling.
man. Like, say for instance, like people call me to do songs, like might write a verse, sing a song, sing a hook, and it's young people, you know what I mean? And when I'm playing the beat, I'm sounding like KC JoJo over a new rap beat, so I have to call my little cousin. Like, I'd be like, "Cuz, I need you to come write something with me," because he has that today vibe. So what do we do? He'll write something for me, and then he'll record him singing it, and I'm listening to it, and I'm like, oh yeah, I would have never thought of that. You know what I mean? So I go record it, and then when I record it and I send it out, and they're like, oh, but I'm like, yeah, they just don't know. Like, I would have never thought of that. It'd have been sounding like Casey and JoJo singing on a future song. Like, you
Mhm.
know what I mean? Like, it's because I got an old style, I got an old soul, and not to say that it wouldn't work, but to give them what they looking for, because I know the sound that they looking for. So, but yeah, politics, man, music politics.
Amen. I can dig it. I'm just gonna throw this out
Yeah,
there. I bet Lamont better be watching this episode. I better not find out he didn't watch this episode. Be mad at him.
Lamont hit me early in the morning. I woke up, I saw it. I was like, oh man, I'm glad I looked. But yeah, man,
Yeah,
it's
he
good
good.
to see y'all. Um, like I said, we still doing our thing. I've been driving truck for a while, so I'm glad to be local now. I just got a local gig, and I'll be able to get more active back into the music, and not living life on the road anymore. So I'm happy about that. Happy about that.
Yeah, that's what's up. You gotta get that foundation so that you can build on what you're trying to accomplish.
Now we
Try to
going we
do it
gonna
if you.
put out a song next year. We gonna put out a single. Like I think it'll be easy for us to do Best Kept Soul. We put out a single. I mean, look, we got everybody we need. We got three background vocals. You, we, Kyra, and myself. We got all the music we need. It just take for us to do it. You know what I mean? Just do it, put it out there. You know what I mean? And see where it goes.
I think that's a great idea, and I can tell you, I definitely feel as though Lamont is probably
I think that's
Lamont is
him.
definitely on that wave. Yeah, that must be him. He's definitely on that wave. He try to get his music out as much as he can.
You
He,
can't make
he's
no
doing
money if you don't put the product out.
and applaud to
That
him
is true.
because honestly, this podcast is gone over way better than we imagined that it would go over. When I mean, I knew it would be nice when we started it, but just to find out when we went to Salisbury that people is actually watching the podcast is crazy.
Wow, that's really good.
Yeah.
That's really
And
good.
then also being
If
able to
you,
bring on other people as well, like Leonard Young. We've had
Mhm.
Fred Reed. We've had the owners of different establishments that we perform at. Just helping bring awareness to people that may not know individuals. But I did want to say. Is there any future for another Delaware Black? Because as far as I'm concerned, Best Kept Soul is still, the reigning best live band in Delaware.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, definitely. So, I thought about doing something for 2024. 2026, unfortunately, is going to be 20 years. So, I mean, that I almost feel like I got to do something that 20th year. But and kind of like I was telling people, the Delaware Black Awards, like I love doing it, but it was so much drama. Like you would not believe how upset people are getting because they don't win, they're not getting nominated. People thinking it's a fraud.
tell them step their game
I mean,
up. I don't know. Tell them.
huh? Yeah,
I
yeah.
felt like I was
Well, but
bamboozled, Leonard. Hey,
were
Leonard,
you?
I felt
Why?
like I was bamboozled.
Why?
Listen to me, man. I felt like I was David Ruffin, like when they got the award and Eddie Kendricks. No, what was it? What was Dennis Edwards had came and took over, and then they got an award, and I was like, oh man, like I've been with this group for all this time, and then we go our separate ways, and then they go get an award. I was like,
Wow.
I,
I
I
would feel
felt
like
bad
that too,
about it,
City.
and I just let it go. I was like, you know what?
Yeah, well, I mean,
My
I kid you not. The crazy thing about it, and this was something I always struggled with, is to be honest, how to do the voting, because what would happen is I set up the voting, and then people share it on social media. So now you have people from California, anywhere voting for
Mm.
certain people, which kind of makes it inauthentic to Delaware. So I mean, that was the hardest part, and then really just the drama. Like I remember at the awards where I think it's either D Reed and Brittany or Ivan and Wayna hosted. There were two groups of people that when they did not win, they literally walked out. It was like a crowd of 20 people walking out of Delaware Theater Company. Like during the show, no break, no timeout. So I mean, it was always a lot of drama, but I mean, it was fun too. And kind of like I always say, our purpose. And I mean, I know Best Kept Soul was some winners, and I know Miss Ann, you won individually, but like our goal wasn't ever to like put anybody above, but really our goal was just to bring recognition. So like one of the things I liked the most was when we put out like the voting category, people would, I mean, surprisingly say people would be like, oh, well, I didn't know we had this many black restaurants, or I didn't know we had this many black
Mm.
realtors, or I didn't know we had this many black. And, even through that process, there were a lot of people who got business from it as well, because, if you're not familiar with some soul food restaurants and you see some, you're going to try to go check them out.
It's facts.
So, We will try to do something. I don't know what it will look like. What I thought about was maybe doing something that's like half popular vote and half judges. Because like one of the other things that happen is if you have a large social media following, then it's easy for you to
Mm.
win by just sharing it. And a lot of the businesses that had older people who weren't really on the internet like that, they emailing people and
Mm.
telling people, and so like they just didn't have the same response time.
Oh, I'm
So,
sorry for them,
so
but no, I'm just like
right.
Sorry about that, man.
Hey,
you
Tony,
can't listen.
Hey, you remember what I said
You
about being
can't put
obsolete?
me in a competition.
Uh-huh. No, I mean, but you're right, because so like one thing, like I want to look at how the News Journal does it, because they have their Best of Delaware every year. But I mean,
Right.
they have voting. You go online and you vote, just like we do. Delaware Today, they have it. So it is something that I'm looking forward to bring back. And if not 2024, definitely by 2026.
yeah, but
Well,
those
you
two
just
It'll be
gotta
companies,
different
really,
I could tell you, they
you
do it
really gotta
internally.
just
They take
whoever
all the
pay the most.
votes, and then they have a
Uh-huh.
panel that goes over each and every category and
Right.
artist and performer or business,
Hmm.
and then they are the deciding factor. It's kind of almost like a electoral college type thing, you know. You
Yeah.
get all the votes pouring in, so the popular vote might not be the vote that actually wins. They have a
Right.
panel
Mm.
of professionals that are, neutral to
Hmm.
everything. Like they're not, and they don't have a hat in that race,
Yeah.
and
Kind
they'll
of
go
neutral.
over everything, and then they make the final vote. Because actually, I was on one of the panels for Delaware Today back, I think like
Oh, were you? Okay.
2016 and stuff, where
Okay.
was just out there, on the panel voting stuff. So that's how that works. But
Mhm.
I definitely
when it
didn't
comes
agree with
to us, people always get a little sensitive.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
Because I
Sure
mean,
do.
I lost to the
Right.
popular vote, and I lost to a cat that I taught. you know,
Well,
so
I
I'm like,
remember.
well,
Damn.
you can always
damn,
go with the person that paid the most.
yeah.
Uh, that-
I definitely didn't agree
Nah,
with some of
that's
those pizza
bad.
shops that
Right. Right.
won the
Right.
pizza contest.
Yeah, and well, I was also going to say there was also a lot of debate, like upstate and downstate. Like, there are a lot of people in Kent County, Sussex County, that said they weren't getting recognized. But I don't know, maybe because we live in Newcastle County and it's the most populated for African Americans. So, I mean, it was rough.
Mm.
But what I can say, one of the things I like the most is, and I mean, it happened quite often, when somebody would win the award, and it was someone who I did not know, I had never seen, I never knew of them. They had never advertised on the website. So, like, I know there was a graphic designer, and I can't even remember what his name before. I didn't even know what he looked like. So, when he walking through the stage, I'm like, okay, who is it? Him? Is it him? Is it him? And then he gets up there, and I'm like, damn,
And it's a
So
white guy. No, this way.
right, fooled you.
oh man,
Now
yo,
that would be some
wow, man.
craziness.
No,
He said
it
I'm
would.
1% black. 1% black.
Well, yeah, well, like I mean, like even talking about the white guy, when people would put their nominations in, there'd be some Asian names in there, and I'm like, okay, and I mean, there probably were some white names in there, but some of the ones we just kind of weeded out if we didn't think it was appropriate. But I mean, you
Oh
never
man.
know.
Wow, that's
Well, it
interesting.
would
Well, good
definitely be.
Well,
luck.
I hope you do something, and we would definitely, love to see something like that happen again. It was an honor to perform at the last one that you did, down at the
Hmm.
Queen. So, um, always something special going on there, and anything to promote us, I'm always for and with. So
For real, that's what's up.
you'll never, yeah, absolutely. But it was
Yeah.
great, City. You keep changing your number, but I don't even know your number no more these days, bro. But
You got to
my
keep
number's the
up, man.
same. You can text me. Well, stop changing your number, hiding from crazy broads. I don't have nothing to do with that.
You know what? We would be remiss if we just didn't point out we went to Brew River on Friday, and then Saturday we did the jeans and leather at Bar 13. It was a fantastic weekend last weekend, And then this weekend we got the Black Friday show at the Queen on Friday,
Okay.
and
Nice.
then I forget what's going on Saturday, and I can't remember what's
Uh,
going on.
Kelsey's Atlantic City. So yeah.
Now,
There
and
you go.
I gotta ask, who was best dressed, you or Fred Reed?
Look, Fred Reed came out there in some leather crocodile pants. He won. Yeah, I was like, what in the hell is those? I had to touch him. Like, where you get these made?
And he had a bag on, a purse pants.
With a matching satchel.
Hey, Fred killing them, man. Look,
Yo,
Yes, he
Fred
I was
kills
like,
it.
And he was
I was
shiny.
like,
He was shiny as all get out. He was sparkling.
Yeah.
And you called
And
it.
I knew he was.
he's being true to himself right now. You know what I mean? And the
Mhm.
music, you could tell because, when we get a certain age, you kind of like, I had my time, I had my day. He's applying pressure like he's 21 with and just got a deal. You know what I'm saying? So
Yes, he
I
is.
respect what he got. He definitely got motion, man, for sure.
What's up?
Yeah. And he's good folks. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's not like cocky.
Yeah.
He's very down to earth,
No.
very humble. You can sit and have a conversation with him. You can pick his brain. Hell, you want him to write you a song, he'll write you a song type deal. That's how he is. You know, kind of like a
He's
city,
a good guy.
you know?
See, I wish I was like that. But I was extra cocky, and it's a horrible thing, but it's a beautiful thing at the same time. You know what I mean?
Right.
It goes a long way. So it's like,
You know what? I hate you.
Well, this was great. I'm glad you brothers had time to join us.
Oh,
And
thank you.
Yes.
Appreciate
Cindy,
it.
sorry about the technical difficulties at the beginning. I put that on me, not you. You know. And
Thank
no,
you.
Thank you,
Dwayne,
Chuck.
that wasn't what happened to you. Your
He said
shit
your
was
equipment
messed
was
up.
really
Somebody
fucked
try
up.
to sabotage me from being on the show. It's like,
All right, well, we're gonna
Oh
wrap this
man,
episode up.
absolutely. Yeah, we great. Watch that. Who watching the Eagles lose to the Chiefs?
Oh man,
31 to 28. That's my
you gonna have
prediction.
you gonna have Lamont and his feelings, boy.
I don't care. He ain't here.
I just need them to kick a field goal. They kick a field goal, I'm good. Jake Elliott kick a field goal, I'm good.
Well, I want everybody to enjoy their Thanksgiving holiday and weekend with the family.
Absolutely.
And
All right,
if
you
you can
too.
slide the plate under the door, I'll be there. Don't
Tuck,
tell
you know
Erica.
that. You know the address. You can come
Yeah.
get a plate. Come
Oh,
on now.
and I most certainly will. I'll tell Eric I'm gonna go stretch my legs
You know what?
and eat the food in the car.
Yo,
Go-
it was
go
Tuck. It was good seeing you earlier this week, Tuck. It was good to see you.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah. You see
man.
me out running the streets?
Yeah.
You might be telling his business. You better stop.
Nah. I was handling business.
He was. He
Okay.
was checking
All
out a spot
right.
in Newark.
Yeah, but all right, everybody.
Hey.
Thanks again. Enjoy your night, Sydney.
All right,
Man, it's
thank
always
you.
a pleasure, bro. You know,
Yes.
Leonard. You know, you family, bro. I
Absolutely.
see you all the time, man.
Yeah, appreciate it.
All right, yo. Well, we out,
All
man.
right, guys. Good night.
All right.
Peace out.